Howdy ho, people. Hopefully all is well. It's that time of the year again. I mean the most exciting part of the year. We gotta go hack a bunch of trees down. Something along those lines. Wow. It's just amazing. I love it when the sun is out. Everything looks 10 times better. Well, apart from that piece of crap. That looks about the same, no matter if it's sunny or it's raining volcanic ash. But more on that later. So, the title kind of says it. The mission for the day is to get some... well, I guess primarily we're gonna go hunt for some sawmill logs, but obviously we're gonna get firewood stuff as well. And this is something I do every year. Sometimes it takes a little bit more effort, sometimes it's not that bad. Technically we just need to satisfy my lumber making addiction. Plus I need the material as well. A bunch of projects planned out somewhere over there. Maybe here as well. Now I've done this for I don't even know, maybe over 10 years now. Basically I just go to a forest, pick out a bunch of mature trees or trees that are dying or dead, and then I gonna haul them here, store them somewhere, and once the winter ends, fire up the sawmill, plow through everything, store that stuff, and once I'm in the mood, build a shed or do. And as of right now, just like I predicted, kind of out of lumber. I mean, that's the lumber pile from last year. If you guys remember, once we finished sawmilling, the pile was about yay big, or this high. And it extended out, actually, it didn't stop here, it extended out somewhere over there. There's like a mountain of lumber on this location. And it's mostly gone. The most went into the not sawmill shed build. Also not the firewood shed build. Initially it was the plan, but it ended up being a woodworking workshop. Which is not finished yet, but yeah, I'm in no rush with that. So most of the stuff actually went into this little shed. And that's why I'm kind of out at the moment. But yeah, guys, if you don't know, then no, apart from that plot over there where the main house sits, the plot over the road also belongs to moi. And I mean, it's not very big, it's around 9 hectares. I'm not sure how many acres that is, probably a bit more than 9, maybe like 12, 13, something like that. And out of that 9 hectares, I think like 6 has trees growing on it. Everything else is just under the power line area. This dude here, I wanted to check it out again. I call it the couple. So off to there. It kind of loops around a couple of times. Yeah, some of you told me that I would need to cut down one of them, most likely the pine, because the birch is straight. But dude, not gonna do that. Let life find its way, right? I think it's gonna look really cool once they grow up. I guess life did not find its way there. A bunch of death. Oh, by the way, kind of not related to this video, but this year I'm also planning to do some brush work. Maybe with the big excavator, I'm not really sure at the moment. But the goal would be to kind of boost this pile up even more. And then I'm going to try to sell the stuff, the entire pile. Now, if you guys are kind of confused who would even buy that, then it's actually pretty simple. It's sold as energy wood. So what they will do is that They will drive here with the chipper truck. There's a chipper mounted on a semi. Usually there's another truck as well which will collect the chips. So they will just kind of chip everything up into the other trailer, and that trailer will drive that chip material to an energy plant where they will burn it and manufacture electricity or heat. Now what I'm kind of hoping to get out of it is a little bit of money, you know. There's not a lot of money there, definitely. I mean, that pile is worth maybe like 400 euros or something like that. So it's pennies, basically. But still better than nothing, right? Better than burning that crap on your own and then heating the atmosphere. I mean, letting that thing heat someone's home it makes a lot more sense than just making a burn pile and burn it yourself, right? But you know, my plan of attack, how I'm gonna tackle this mission, is pretty straightforward. I'm kind of hoping to use the log trailer that I bought last year and also got to test out. I mean, this thing was a great addition to the fleet, and I think this will work pretty well for me this year as well. And I think this guy is ready to go. There's kind of a couple of issues on it, but they're not that bad, and you know, we can just kind of hook it up and use it. So there's no problems there. However, the hauler, oh, I'm sorry, I mean the lemon. Yeah, the same guy I bought last year. Dude, this thing has been just problem after problem after problem. You fix one hole and like 7 new holes take their place. Actually, I kind of started off already trying to fix the current problem. Most likely that video is out by now, so I'm not sure if I achieved that or not. At the moment, I'm just kind of waiting for parts. But right now, this thing is not gonna go anywhere. It has a fuel issue on it, and if we can't get that sorted, then my backup option is the old blue. At least that guy never dies. And hopefully we'll get this thing running, because this, although it's a piece of crap, it's an absolute piece of crap. It's still like 10 times better than the old blue. That guy leaks fluids faster than I can pour in at the same time. It's like the hole which leaks out is bigger than the hole where I pour the stuff in. Ugh. But you know, luckily right now we don't need the new blue. And the first thing that we need to do is I'm gonna go walk into the post forest areas. I have a small plot there and then the bigger one, and we're gonna look what's the situation over there. Basically, I'm gonna look for trees that are either dying, dead, or fallen down. So I'm gonna prioritize those. The next thing is mature trees that are, well, I don't know, mature. So we're gonna cut those down as well. We don't need them there anymore. And that's about it, I think. Yeah, the current mission is mostly firewood. I'm sorry. Sawmilling material. I'm just gonna grab like a bit of paint. Nothing much here. I cleaned everything up nicely last year. This looks pretty good. I'm not gonna cut any of these trees down. Don't need these. Need them to grow much bigger and stronger. This is actually elm. Most of it is elm. So that's good lumber, right? Man, look at that. So beautiful. Me. That not so much. Yeah, I haven't cleaned this up yet. I kind of wanted to after fixing Joseph. Then I just kind of forgot about it. My bad, I guess. And actually, guys, I want to make like a separate, shorter video about cleaning this whole area up. I was thinking about maybe adding it to this video, but I think it's not worth it. It's just gonna make the video stupidly long again. So this will be a separate mission. Last year I planted a bunch of spruce in this area. I can't see anything though. It's hiding under the snow, perhaps. Yeah, there's one. Maybe some of them are still alive. It looks like we have a tree down here. We could probably clean that up as well, but nothing else in this area. Nothing here. We have a very nice spruce tree, but I don't want to cut it out. Looks like a adorable Christmas tree. So I'm probably not gonna cut this thing down until the bugs just kill it. Then I'm gonna remove it. It looks like we have something down over there. That's actually pretty nice. And take note of the green new trees all over the place. And Super Mom and I planted them many years ago. Really nice to see them grow now. At first you couldn't really even notice them, and a lot of them also died. But look at them now. Some of them grow faster than the others. For example, this guy and that guy was planted at the same time. Look at the height difference. 2 times taller. Freaking steroids. But guys, do you remember last year we cleaned that whole area up? You can see into the forest, I guess. We cleaned that whole area up. And this year, Santa Claus wanted to continue. Actually, he did most of the work. He did the cutting down part, the hauling part, the stacking part. I just hauled everything from here to the homestead with the tractors and stuff. But he did the heavy work. And this year, he also wants to continue that progress towards this side. So you can kind of see the difference, right? Everything's nicely cleared there. But on that side, it's just a bunch of nonsense. Essentially, we just need to remove a lot of the unnecessary crap. But it looks like we have our first candidate. Definitely need to cut that thing down as well. Right? Stupid winds. Look at that mess. The spruce trees are great and all, but their roots, they don't go deep. They're just kind of spread around. And they don't have like holding power. They just drop down with the root ball. The same situation here. Another tree, look at that. Healthy spruce tree, but it just comes out of the ground with the root ball. Look at that. I wonder who did that. Looks like little dirt. And this guy as well. It's still alive and kicking, but how long, right? It's eventually gonna fall down anyway. Widow makers. Luckily I have my hard hat on. But yeah, from here looks like only 3 trees that we need to remove. The 2 fallen down spruces and a little bit sketchier birch over there. Now before we go to the other plot, I'm gonna take a quick peek into the neighbor's forest as well. He told me that there's 1 or 2 spruce trees here that he wants to remove. Basically I can cut them down and haul them for myself, and then I can either pay him cash or pay him in firewood. Now if you ask me, I think that's a pretty decent deal. Last year I was here and I got down I think two trees from the guy's land, and I did end up getting quite a bit of good lumber from that material, but right now I'm not really sure which trees he referred to. Maybe it's that one, but I know that looks kind of good. Maybe this one. Not really sure. I'm gonna hash out the details with the guy later so we can confirm which tree he wanted me to remove. But you know, in any normal day you would rather put a tree like that through a sawmill than make firewood out of it. Am I correct? Dude, that makes so much more sense. that it started making sense. Man, that makes no sense. But off to the next plot. Ooh! What? Kinky. Look at that, guys. Is that a moose track? Look at the size of this animal. Look at shadow. Look at the track there, and then there's like 2 meters between the two footprints. That has to be a moose, right? I don't think anything else is that size here. That is quite a big track. But anyway, hellhole number 2. May I present it? And sadly there's not like a lot of good material inside that forest. It's mostly just junk. And we did have a survey made out of this forest, I think like 5 years ago. And the recommendation from that survey was to just kind of flatten everything. Just basically just deforest the entire area and plant new trees. That was the recommendation. And sure, I could like call up a timber company and they would come here and do all the work and then later pay me some money for it. But I don't want to do that. I don't really care about that money. I'd rather have this chunky forest where I could get my yearly dose of firewood. And that's it. I don't really care about anything else. Maybe if I'm like, you know, too old, broken knees, broken back, just kind of drowning on the floor over there in my own vomit, maybe then I can sell the stupid forest and buy a Soviet chair out of that money. But right now I can still manage it. I'm actually kind of trying to fix it up myself, but doing it alone is a lot of hard work. That's why I need proper equipment for that setup. Like a harvester. Let's go buy a $500,000 piece of equipment so I could just fix up 6 acres of forest. Sounds like a terrific idea. Oh man, look at the snow here. There's a lot of snow. But same situation here, guys. All the green stuff you see in the frame, even on that side. This is planted by me and Supermom and my aunt. And it's really nice to see this thing grow, you know. And they were just these little saplings, and now look at them. Most of them are taller than I am. It creates this nice feeling inside you, know. At least you're leaving something behind once you're gone. Other than leaky Soviet pieces of crap. I mean. Looks like someone had some fun here. I'm not really sure how I'm supposed to tackle this mess though. I mean, look at this garbage, bro. I mean, you can't even bring Joseph here because that guy will sink into the mud. And going at it with a simple chainsaw and a couple of hands is just hopeless. It will probably take an entire day to clean like a small area up. It's not worth it. I had this idea that maybe we're gonna build like a giant thumb for the Eckerman. And then maybe with that thing, we can just pick these guys out of the ground with the stump, clean it up like that. What do you guys think about that idea? I think that would be really cool. At least that guy has a really impressive reach, 10.5 meters. So basically I could just kind of stand here and grab stuff from there. It would be really nice. Same situation here. I don't want to come here with a chainsaw, it's just hopeless work. It's so much crap that you need to clean up. It's gonna go straight to the energy wood pile. Gates of Mordor. Let's enter. Yeah, like I said, actually there's not a lot of sawmill rated logs in this forest. Most of them are just too small, stuff like this. They need to grow bigger. And the story is pretty simple why they're so small. I think about 35 or 40 years ago, most of this forest was cut down. Now this was before Estonia had its independence, and it was the Soviet days back then, so everyone just kind of got screwed over. But you know, my grandparents found this logging firm. They came here with the equipment, cut most of the stuff down, hauled everything out, and they never ended up paying my grandparents anything. Zero. So they basically just came here and stole the entire forest away. By the way, that was like the norm back in the day, in the Soviet days. Everyone was just stealing from everyone. It was very normal. Dude, I'm so glad that crap is over now. Nobody wants the Soviet days back. Except for one person, I think. Or maybe some others as well. But we don't need to worry about those guys. Oh, you thought I was kidding about the Mordor part? Well, we have arrived. Look at this mess. Actually, we're just kind of walking over swamp at the moment. If it was summertime, I would be dead down there somewhere. And that's another job for the Ökerman, by the way. Around the entire forest, there is a ditch, or I don't know, water drainage ditch, I guess. And that ditch is just absolutely clogged. And I want to use the big hoe to clean up that ditch in order to get some water away from the forest itself. We need the water to go into the ditch, not stay here. Because of the ground is just so extremely wet, trees can't grow, and that's the issue. Plus, trees that have grown will just kind of fall over because the ground is so soaked. It's a swamp, essentially. So maybe if we can... Actually, I want to do it this year. Maybe if I can get the excavator fixed up nicely, then I want to clean up that ditch. That would be a fun project to do, definitely. And I think it's not going to take that long, maybe an entire day, just to go through it. But you know, right here, I don't see anything that I can use, honestly. They're either too young or even smaller. I'm gonna keep looking. Yeah. Got another potential boy over here, but dude, it's deep. It's really surrounded by a bunch of nonsense. Getting here is gonna be impossible. I mean, maybe we could just kind of ram through the entire forest with Joseph, but that's probably not worth it. Destroy 100 trees just in order to get one out. Right? Makes no sense. Okay, I think that's about it, honestly. There's really nothing much of value beyond this point. As you can see, I haven't even had to use my paint. Nothing to paint even. This is not good. LOL. Dude, just imagine how big the energy wood pile would be if I managed to clean this entire forest up out of that crap. It would reach space. Would be a millionaire. Look at that. That thing is just begging to be burned. Seems so pointless. But anyway, guys, as you saw, I don't have many options in this area. I mean, if we do come... oh my god! I fell down somewhere. But before I was so abruptly interrupted, I was gonna say that if we do end up coming here, then I think I only have one option. A couple of years ago I made this really nice little pathway into this area so I could pass it with the tractor. It's not that long, it kind of comes into the forest from there and then goes from here and goes out from there. But then once I finished that mission, my next goal was to go that way into the mess. Same story, just cut like a little pathway and create like an access road as far as I can go. And what that will give me is access to the inside of the forest. For example, if I want to get a tree from the center of the forest, then my only option currently is to pull it out with a really long rope. But you know, that has its own issues. The tree constantly gets stuck on other trees and then smaller trees get destroyed as well. It's just like a messy, it does work, but it's just a very messy business. So we'll see how things go. We have to go deal with that side first, but if we do end up coming here, then I think this is the most plausible option we have right now. Just to kind of go straight, create that pathway, and out of that pathway itself, I will get sawmill material for myself. So let's get to work. Let's go fire up the old Plio. I haven't moved the old Plio ever since the firewood mission. What do you think, guys? Where will she go? Luckily the old Plio has a decompression valve, so that's probably gonna help a bit. I was just gonna go. I'm gonna do a quick service check on the guy. I haven't done it for a while. I'm just gonna quickly check if all the fluids are there. Dude, look at that. That's Soviet gearbox oil called Dip 5, I think. I mean, during the summertime it sort of looks like oil, I guess. But during the winter time that's pure dar. Like pure grease inside the gearbox. Which is not necessarily a bad thing because the gearbox on this guy doesn't leak. Maybe it's because of that oil. You don't even need O-rings anywhere. If I do recall, then the final drives also had the same oil and they also never leaked. But now quickly let's check them as well. That's good. No, Dorena. That sort of doesn't look like Dip 5. I think I think that's 80 weight 90. I may have changed that out at some point. Look at that. I talk about Old Blue and its leaks a lot, but in reality, I think the only culprit is the engine. Oh, and the front differential as well. That guy also leaks a bit. What? Dude, I was pretty sure this was empty. Haven't checked on it for at least a couple of years now. You guys remember when we did that Old Blue service video? At least 2 or 3 years ago now. Oil level was still good. What the hell? Maybe I overfilled it. I don't remember. I'm not gonna check the hydraulic fluid. I filled that up while we were doing the log splitting mission. But other than that, not gonna bother with the fuel filters. They just seem to work. Or maybe they're missing, I don't know. I've never opened that up. I think they're missing. Don't tell anyone. Oh, we had... now I remember. The starter mount is loose and it's about to... yeah, this is kind of like a missing bolt there, I guess. Because this guy has been just riding along against the steel frame. Well, luckily everything is just so oily, I guess it doesn't matter. But anyway guys, I think that's about it. So let's get to work. Just kidding guys, I have to go watch some ballet. But I will see you tomorrow. What's up guys? I'm back now. Back from my first ever ballet experience. And dude, I was kind of confused. You know, in my mind, ballet was always something like you know, like a bunch of skinny nice girls dancing on their toes and stuff like that, spinning around on the spot, something like that. But you know, the one I went to see, there was like a bunch of mice. Yeah, I'm not even kidding you. Here's the picture. There were no chicks around anywhere, bro. It was just a bunch of mice dancing around, not even spinning on the spot. They were just kind of moving left or right. Now I get it. It was just part of the play, I guess, one section of it. Everything else looked pretty normal, I guess. I mean, I think I snapped a couple of more pictures here. So you know, that play was actually really good, honestly. It was about 2 hours long. You know, Super's sister next to me fell asleep a couple of times, but no problem. It was actually really good. Oh, also good news. While I was enjoying the ballet, the new Blue somehow fixed itself up. So yeah, I managed to fix the fuel issue on the guy. And I'm pretty sure that video should be out by now. Maybe not last week, not really sure. Luckily it didn't end up being like a very serious problem. So I'm glad that guy is fixed now. So we could technically use it for this video as well. But you know, at the moment we're still gonna continue using the old Blue. And my plan of attack is actually pretty simple, and I did change it a bit. Right now I'm thinking, and once I fall a tree down, I'm gonna drag it out of the forest, and then I'm gonna chop it up on an open area, you know. That would give me a lot more room to load the stuff on the trailer later. Basically something like I did last year. Yeah, that worked out pretty good. I kinda like that setup. The only problem was these bigger logs. The old Blue kind of struggled with those. Then I had to cut them in half, pull in multiple attempts. So maybe we can actually, you know, also use Joseph for that part. I was thinking that guy can probably pull everything out of the forest without getting stuck, right? So that's like a good backup option right there. Plus we can get some work for Joseph. I mean, that guy desperately needs it. Let's get to work finally. I've been talking way too much. Try to use that guy as a logging chain right now. This stuff is some heavy duty lifting chain technically, so it shouldn't break even with Joseph maybe. Plus it has two legs, so technically I could hook like two logs to it at the same time, but most likely the tractor won't be able to pull that. But I think this is a better option than having that Soviet cow chain. Yeah, this is a bit much. Pointing the wrong way. Action over there. Anyway, let's go clean up the two spruces next, which are falling down in the forest. I do have like a little story about that, and something that I did not know about. kind of illegal. Okay, so I need to get those two out of there. But a couple of days ago I came here with a neighbor and we discussed what tree we need to cut down, and it is actually the biggest one in the center there. But you know, there was also like another topic which was discussed. It has something to do why the trees are falling over in this area. Now I had no idea about this, but my neighbor told me about it, and apparently my other neighbor, the quarry master, the same guy who I own the plot, the abandoned plot 50-50, and who doesn't want to negotiate with anything. Apparently he built like a illegal dam on this spot some time ago now. There's supposed to be a little ditch here, but my neighbor told me the guy dammed the ditch off from somewhere over there, and that's why it's been kind of, and because he did that, this area just kind of got flooded, you know, saturating the ground with water and thus making the trees fall over a lot easier. I'm not really 100% sure where the guy dammed the thing off. I can't really make out anything right now, but you can see water there. Maybe it's also like a simple dam. Apparently there's like nothing complex here. I think it's just kind of filled the ditch in with gravel or dirt or something. Yeah, I think it's here, right over there, because from there we have considerable drop downwards. It has to be somewhere here, maybe under the snow. And probably when it gets a bit warmer, I'm gonna bring the Yanmar here. I'm gonna remove this complex structure. That way I can drain some water out of that area, and maybe the trees won't fall over that easily anymore. Oh, by the way, the neighbor dude told me one more thing. The quarry master didn't even bother to build the dam on his property. He actually built it on my neighbor's property. So if the authorities ever discovered that illegal monopoly over there, then my neighbor would get in trouble. He would get fined, while the dude over there could put his hands inside the pocket and deny everything. I don't know anything about that thing over there. I can't even see the tree. We're supposed to hook up the chain. Well, who didn't see that happen? There's like a frozen block on the ground. It's so hard to move it. That could have gone better. This guy just got so much collateral damage. I don't like that. I mean, that guy is totally wrecked. Plus, he broke this dude as well. Everything else was already broken from the fall itself. So this is probably dead as well. And this also. Yeah. Yeah, totally smacked. Look at that. Well, that's actually cute. Hopefully this guy will fall down, then that tree will get a chance to grow. Look at the root. Tiny root goes over a big root. But I think this will actually fall over once everything kind of melts away. It should fall over, hopefully not to this side. Then it should be fine. Man, that D40 is such a fun little forest tractor. And stuff like this, the guy will pull out relatively no problem. Maybe this is like the limit size-wise. I like this guy because of its weight. It's only 2.6 tons with the loader. But you know, for forest work, excellent machine, I would say. However, instead of the loader, I think it would be better if I had some type of attachment back here, so I could. I'm thinking maybe with something like a plow, but it also has like a couple of forks, short ones, so I could back into the logs and just kind of push them against each other. Now the loader frame also gets the job done, but it does have like a huge negative side effect. It just makes the tractor so stupidly long, and it's It's a problem when you want to maneuver between trees. That thing will just kind of plow into every tree. That's the negative side effect of this guy. Oh, by the way, if you did not know, then this loader frame I welded together myself. And now after, I don't know, 10 years, that piece is still holding. What's up, man? I think it's pretty okay. Although the cheat channels for forks are just garbage. Should get proper forklift forks for this guy. But I think it's going pretty good so far. And the day is almost over and we've managed to get 2 trees out of the forest. Meanwhile destroying like 7 trees. Yeah, I think it's going pretty good. Well, that takes care of this bit. Off to the next bit. Shit, noh. Türa on oksad. I think we're gonna have some collateral damage on this one as well. There's just so much young stuff in the way. I just can't get it out of here without like destroying something. I would need a helicopter. I think we just need to yank it. It's gonna drop down and then we need to drag it out of here. I'm losing ground. Everything's becoming a mush. I don't wanna... I think it's kind of pointless, you know. Even if I keep yanking it, that end is gonna fall down and it's gonna immediately get stuck. I don't think it's gonna fall down from there. I think we need to use true power here. And I think we need to bring Joseph into the mix. I'm pretty sure that guy will pull the thing out. And everyone who decides to come along. I'm guessing there's at least a couple of trees that want to come along as well. Ooh la la. Yeah, I think it's technically not stuck anymore, but it's just so heavy to this birch. That guy won't be able to. This tree probably weighs more than the entire tractor. It won't be able to pull it out. So I think I'm gonna leave it here for now. Let's go try to deal with the big spruce. Try to get that guy down as well, and then bring Joseph into the mix. Pull both of those trees out at the same time. One more time. Mul ei ole ka nagu paremaid variante, kuidas ma ta maha saan, ma ei saa isegi maha teda vaata enam. Hakkasin mingi viitsele ja müssiga ütlema. Tood selle tanki kuradi vöö siia ja vittu see tõmbab pool metsa kaasa. I'm just talking to myself. I'm not crazy. At least I think I'm not crazy. It has to count for something, right? Calabanga. Man, this thing is huge. Oh, man. I think I have only two options. Either I'm gonna fall it this way or that way. Now if this guy decided to go like sideways, then I'm basically screwed. And my current genius plan is that I'm just gonna fall it down, haul the tank rope over here, hook it up, fire up Joseph, and pull the entire thing out of the forest, including the branches. So I'm not gonna cut any of the branches up inside the forest. Much easier to do it outside in an open area, right? Plus then I don't need to... I want to take the branches with me as well to the energy pile. Luckily it's pretty straight, but it's so tall, I'm kind of scared. Plus I think it's kind of leaning towards that side slightly. Actually it's pretty straight overall. Yeah, I think we can follow it that way. That's a bit better option when I want to pull it out than the branches. We're just kind of skid along, but if it's, you know, pointing that way, then the branches just get stuck everywhere. I'm pretty sure it's not a problem for Joseph. He's just gonna break the branches, but it would be a bit better if I get it to fall there. Stream. Oh, look at that! We got duck family over there. Ooh. Sniper. I'm gonna try to zoom in for a moment. You should be able to see them now. Male duck with 2 chicks. Such a guy. Okay, well, let's try. Hope we don't die. It does have actually like a lean towards that side. And maybe we can still persuade that the other side counter the lean. Oh, but one problem, man, you did not anticipate. Maybe it's gonna get stuck behind the stump when I try to pull it. Maybe Joseph doesn't care. No, I'm serious, maybe that guy doesn't care. Camera recording, yep. You always forget about that part. Whoa. Actually went pretty good. At the moment this guy touched down, the entire ground vibrated for a second. But yeah, not bad. Looks like we only broke one tree, but basically that's nothing, so bunch of crap. It also sideswiped that guy, but nothing serious. This, however, is a bit troubling. Basically, we're just gonna pull like against a wall. This can be a bit problematic. But maybe it's fine. Maybe we can set the rope in such a way that it loops around the stump. And like I said, maybe Joseph doesn't give 2 craps. Guy will pull the stump with the tree. But anyway, I'm kind of thinking which one I should try to tackle first. The birch or that guy. Well, I need a tank rope for both. 100%. I can't drive to the log. And it might look like it's pretty sturdy ground, but dude, nope. I'm kind of noticed that the old wheel started going under somewhere over here. I mean, that's some nice dark soil down there, but that's not gonna work for Joseph. Last thing I need is Joseph being stuck here. So let's go grab the tank rope. Actually, I was thinking maybe I should add like a crank to it, which would make it a bit easier to reel the thing in once we're finished. So let's go do that business and then try to pull these 2 out of the forest. I haven't used this guy for so long, I forgot where the guy was for. Awkward silence. Yo. I'm thinking something simple, like just add a crank to it. And just like the ones you see in the Resident Evil games. Big red crank. Oh, like a piece of pipe over there. This gigabyte part should nicely go inside the pipe. I got one end off, and then that thing should nicely go in there. Äkki saab ta siia külge jätta, vaata. Okay, let's skip the pipe. Still, I think I don't even need to weld that. Smells like pancakes. Can't hurt, right? May I present you the Girovets crank, or maybe wrench. Yeah guys, this is the second time we're turning a useless Girovets part into a tool. I'm sure you guys still remember the Girovets hammer, right? If you didn't, then that's the guy. I think I should go into Girovets tool making business. What should we do next? I'm thinking the Girovets impact driver. We could power it with the V12 engine. I have no idea what type of gearbox we would need though. And the hammer. Holy hell. Gonna be huge. Honestly, I think I should add like a little guide up here so it wouldn't go to the side while you're reeling it in, you know. Maybe I should slow down. But I think that actually went pretty good. Another good upgrade would be some type of a braking mechanism. And just when you're unwinding the wire, the wheel can actually spin faster than you can unwind the wire or run away with the wire, I guess, and then it's gonna generate a mess. But no, I don't think I have any good ideas at the moment. Plus, I'm kind of lazy at the moment. I could manufacture some type of disc brake for this area. Some type of a simple disc brake, maybe like a bicycle wheel disc brake. I could install that there, I guess. But, you know, like I said, I'm kind of lazy at the moment. Maybe there's even a better way. Yeah, let's just kind of leave it like it is right now. There's always room for more upgrades, right, in the future. So let's get back to work. Kuradi matemaatika jälle unustasid lahti. I think we need the gout chain for this part. I don't want to risk pulling that the other chain. That thing was like 300 bucks. Yeah, I don't want to risk going through this. And maybe with Joseph, that would be fun. I'm pretty sure there's like a lot of ice here at the moment, and maybe like half a meter of ice. Might be fun with Joseph though. Yeah, definitely should try that. Not with this guy. But actually, I'm really glad I built that roller for the cable. Much better than dragging the entire cable with the ATV, right? So much better. wasn't that bad actually. I noticed that the crank helped to slow it down while it was doing the second half of the circle. Maybe we don't need a brake. Oh, by the way, if you're curious, this entire line weighs about 200 kilos and has a minimal brake load of 40 tons. I bought that thing specially for Joseph. The only rope that guy won't be able to break. But you know, that's something that, yeah, well, A, if I don't lose it, or B, someone doesn't steal it, then that thing would stay with me forever. Oh man, this chain can barely reach around. I should have actually removed this shackle. Look at that guy. No, Kirves did a number on that one. That's just completely messed up. Joseph will just rip that out of there. Luckily, the chain link is so huge that I think we can fit. Oh, this is gonna be one hell of a bull. I'm not really sure which side I should choose. Stump in the way exactly. I think we have better chance of not getting stuck on that side, but maybe the tree is gonna go there instead of going there. Maybe we need to adjust the link at some point. But I think this side is a better option right now, because well, maybe not, I'm not really sure. Or whatever, let's leave it there. Whatever happens, happens. Let's go wake up the big guy. We're on a serious mission now. Till even the sun came out to witness the miracle. What's up, my man? Just gotta heat up a couple of things and then we should be good to go. Kyllä hästi tekee. Hästi massia. I forgot the mass weight, my bad. I should probably open those up and just pack them with grease or something, so they wouldn't freeze. Probably gonna forget about it though. Ah, there you go. Трошки ниже. Just get it over there.
I don't remember having any issues with this lever arm. It's always moved nicely, so it's seized. Honestly, I'm not even sure what that arm does. What does it actuate actually?
Ah, that works fine.
Issues here.
Where's this stuck? Where's everything stuck, man? It feels like it's revving really high for some reason. Maybe that thing has like something to do with that. anything up. By far. Place your bets. Not great. Damn. It moved, but it, yeah, just like a dot. It's gonna get stuck behind the stump. Без нусин. Literally. Maybe now. Such power, dude. Guy wouldn't move in first gear. I was just spinning the tracks, but third gear, bro. Inertia. Got it loose. It's really hard to pull this guy, even for Joseph, dude. This is just huge. Maybe you guys can ride along. Hopefully don't fall off. Hi, now this seems very sketchy. I can't even see the camera. Yeah. Not worth it. guy went underground here. Look at that. I didn't even damage any trees. That survived, that survived, that survived. Everything was calculated to perfection, bro. Whew. What a tree. This is a huge boy. Ma ei tea, raisk see vist kinni seal jumalast. Yeah, okay, well. I think we're gonna shut down Joseph right now. I need to get that guy out of there and then haul the entire line to the other tree. Shut up! Man, bringing this guy into the mix was a very good idea. I was kind of doubting this. Like, waste half a day just to fire the dozer up, just to pull one log out. But dude, how the heck am I supposed to get something like that out of the forest? I can't even go there with the tractor. It's just full of stumps and bog. Joseph is the only option here. Even the guy struggled, as you saw. First few attempts did not succeed. But then once it got loose, then it turned into a loosey-susie. Yeah. Okay, well, I'm gonna go proceed with the work. If you're thinking about commenting, don't turn it all the way to the end. I didn't. I did not turn it all the way to the end. I left a gap. It still gets stuck. Especially if you're pulling it with a 16-ton bulldozer. I think something's bent actually. Shouldn't be that hard. Yeah, I never turn these things to the end. I just kind of turn it to the end and then turn it back like that. I always do that. Sometimes it doesn't matter though. Honey, I'm home. Now this stupid shackle is getting in the way. I'm just gonna connect it up there right now. If it explodes, then at least we'll get rid of it. Need to get it out of the way anyway. I'm gonna try to bullet through this cap instead. I don't have anywhere to go there. Well, last year I did plant a bunch of trees here, but I think it's fine.
a big mistake.
I'm screwed. Unless I got the tree down, maybe I can back up more and then... Dude, why the hell did I come here? Big mistake. Look at that end, that's just crazy. This just complicated things way too much. My only hope is to go backwards and then straighten the dozer out, get the hell out of here. I think I was this close to getting actually stuck here. Very bad. This was just so bad. Such a stupid idea. I don't know why I came with a bigger loop. I should have just gone up there. The mud level was up here. I'm just impressed the guy actually managed to climb out of it. I'm so lucky here right now. I thought game over. I literally thought game over. Let's quickly take this guy out of here. I can cut it up here. I don't think I can lift this guy over those 2 trees. So yeah, whatever, we'll cut it up here. Cut the brush pile here anyway. And no, I think I'm gonna take Joseph home right now. I don't think I need to pull anything else at the moment. Yeah, I would say so. Let's take the guy home. Joseph performed perfectly, but Ants Pants made a stupid decision. And because of that, a young spruce tree had to die. Freaking mess, man. The things just went under. Look at that there. Look at that. It just keeps going, bro. This could have ended really badly. It was a good decision to go backwards though. I mean, basically, the tree we had to cut down, the stump was in the ground, so that provided some extra. Read all about it. And Spence managed to sink Joseph. Wow, golly, what a headache. I mean, headline. But yeah, that stump provided some extra cushioning, I guess, or support on the ground. And that's what actually saved the day, I think. This is just a bog. Yeah, this area is just saturated with water. I mean, just imagine if I did manage to actually sink Joseph there and bro, then we probably need to bring Sweden's bedrock into the equation. Yeah, the Öckerman probably would somehow get Joseph out. I mean, that guy can lift 16 freaking tons, so that Joseph doesn't even weigh that much. But who would want to be in that situation, man? Who would even want to watch that stupid video? I know it sounds really stupid me saying it like that, but come on, that's lame. I think that's super lame. I think we should bring Joseph back and try again. I wonder how my crank will work though. Man, what a beautiful invention. Works so well. Dude, that chainsaw is definitely not for light to medium duty work. Thing is so heavy. Plus all that power and speed doesn't really matter if the freaking chain is super dull. But anyway, you're cool. But anyway, I got like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 very decent pieces. And I'm gonna cut them all up to either 2x4s or 2x6s. Those are the two measurements I need most, and spruce is perfect for that material. It's stable, it doesn't warp, mostly. Sometimes they do, but mostly they're fine. So yeah, that's actually why I want spruce. I don't really care about any other stuff. Well, to be honest, that would be a lie. Now other stuff like birch, alder, aspen, stuff like that, I usually tend to cut those to like giant beam or post material if I'm building a shed. And they're good enough for that stuff. The bigger the piece is, the more unlikely it is to warp. But it was kind of lame, honestly. And while I was pulling this guy out, I would say maybe like 30 to 40% of the branches just kind of broke off, and they're still scattered all over the place inside the forest. I won't be able to recover them unless I did some manual labor here, and I just don't want to do it. You know, coming and going through this pathway while getting hit in the face multiple times by these guys, it's just not enjoyable. Plus they're very deep, as you can see. Looks like a lot of them are here. Maybe even more than 30%. Wow. A lot of energy wood here, which will just kind of turn into food for the forest, I guess. And hopefully the little ducks survived the impact. Looks like the tree actually didn't really reach to the stream itself. I think they're fine. So nice out here. But anyway guys, I think I'm not gonna cut anything else down at the moment. At least not from this side. Now actually I've had some change of plans, and I think right now we're not gonna go to the other side of the forest. Now I'm not really sure about that at the moment, but looks like that's the case at the moment. I got a better idea what we should do, but more about that later. Right now I think we should go fire up the new blue, hook up the log trailer, put the grappler on the bobcat, and then haul everything out of here, which needs to be hauled out. Excellent idea, Andres. Hopefully the new blue won't crap out. Oi jummal, jälle! Türa mingi lolli mängisid selle. No vaata, vaata. Ta läheb üles ja enam alla ei lähe. By the way, I think I figured out what the issue is with this door lock. If you close it like gently, then it will work. But if you do it like that, it gets stuck. The issue is, I think, pretty simple. Things are a bit out of spec. I think I need to put the lock that way further right now. I think it's too close to the thing. What a nut job! See rool ei liigu munnikene. I mean, I forgot the hood. I mean the hood ornament. Technology. Slow at the moment. I think I don't have it at the right position. This thing only works at like specific position, man. It's so annoying. Ei saa olla, tää ei tunnu niimoodi. tractor is about to stall. I think the fuel lines are frozen again. Really annoying. But I did manage to yeah, set it up correctly. It was a lot faster this time. It's just that stupid fuel looks so bad. Can't believe they say it's winter diesel. Clearly not. I think I need to set up the Weaver blowtorch under the fuel tank again.
Start heating.
You know what? I don't think it's actually in the fuel, the issue. Yeah, I have same fuel in Joseph, same fuel in the old blue Kirvets. Everything has the same fuel, bro. I think the issue is actually in the stupid ass fuel lines. If you guys recall, then just before we changed out the fuel lines, nothing came through of the old lines, and that was because there's like blockage or something inside the fuel lines. I mean, the fuel line itself is maybe like the inner diameter. It's so tiny, bro. Like, I don't know, 3 millimeters, something like that. It's just so small. We need to install some custom fuel lines on this guy. Something that won't get blocked so easily. So I think something like this, like weld it down there somehow. This should be a pretty decent sized fuel line. At least it won't get stuck or clogged. Yeah, I definitely need to do that upgrade, because that tiny ass fuel line, bro, that's just freaking garbage. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna let that warm up the fuel a bit, then try again later. I think it's gonna go, but it would kind of suck if it didn't, right? Then we would need to bother old blue again. Hopefully not. The guy's grumpy at the moment. But in the meantime, we can do a bit of prep work. I've been kind of thinking where I'm gonna put the stuff. At first I thought, why not here? But I think not a good idea, considering I'm planning to do that expansion to that pad and also build the permanent pad for the firewood processing part. So I need to remove all these trees once the time comes. And I'm thinking I'm probably gonna do that before we get to fire up the sawmill video. Not sure, but maybe. So I'd like to keep that area open. So I figured maybe here. Oh, by the way, the reason that I'm not gonna go to the other side right now is because Steve's been doing some forest work as well, and he has a lot of spruce, really nice pieces even. And he offered to bring them all here for my sawmill, and in return he will grab some amounts of material from for himself. Now, I will get basically free material out of those logs. So I thought that's a really good option, right? I don't have to do it myself, I mean the logging part. Plus I don't even have the trees which would fit that category. So right now, I know I said it in the start of the video, but right now we're not gonna go to the other side of the forest. We're gonna just wrap up that area, and then well, I'm gonna explain the end a bit later, what I'm planning to do next. It's actually pretty cool. But okay, so sawmilling logs will go there, just prepare that area. And I figured firewood stuff, maybe we just let it put on the deck. I mean, genius, right? Everything's set up already. I could just back here with the tractor, and with the log lift I can put them on the deck ready for processing. I don't need to do any extra handling later. I figured once this deck gets full from firewood, which is not going to get in this video, definitely not, but once it gets full we're just going to do firewooding. Right, I think that's pretty good. Right now I have everything set up here. I think I just need to remove move the splitter over there, but everything should be pretty good. So firewood on the deck, sawmill grab there. Good job. It was really amazing that I can just kind of grab something like that with that tiny piece of dirt and just kind of walk off with it. Dude, that thing is huge, probably weighs a lot. Plus the grappler I built for the thing is over-engineered as well. So that's too heavy, but still. Old Mr. Gat can lift it, no problem. Yeah, I should buy more of those. Those are very useful. Actually, Santa Claus told me that in Finland they sold an old bobcat for 11 grand. But that thing was considerably bigger than my bobcat. Kind of sad. I would have bought it, I think. Hopefully that will do the trick. Already looks a lot better. I put a new bottle on it and the flame is just so lame. It didn't work after that. This thing is cool. I just installed it yesterday. Look at the flame. It should be like a lot longer. What is that? Plus it doesn't stop, like even if I close the valve, the flame keeps going. What? Same situation with this guy. Okay, this is maybe a little bit better. Oh, this is... Oh, look at that, much better. What's up with those two? They've been kind of pissing me off. These are more expensive than that thing. And they don't work. Maybe you guys have some ideas before I throw them away. Yeah, I think it's fixed now. At least until it's cold again. Guy saved the day. Again. Oh, by the way, disconnect one of the terminals, because even if the weather is... Whoops. Yeah. Okay, don't disconnect it until it's finished its cool down. That was my fault. Yeah, let it cycle through its cool down first, but once you park the thing, remove one of the terminals, because the tool actually does use power even if it's off, and it will just completely drain the battery. Look at that. Whoa. Explosion. Don't do that, guys. Yeah, let it do its cool down first, then turn it off. I mean, pull the plug. The stupid ants again. Ma ei tea, mis kuradi sita õnnetus või väga ei olnud. Puts ju purustas see visatud. I mean, let's get to work. I think I need to overhaul this valve block. Or just completely install a new one, because this is absolute junk. Bro, it only like works in a very specific spot. Now, if I put it like too much there, then it doesn't work. If I put it too much there, then it doesn't work. It has to be like in a very specific spot in order to let any fluids through. And it's the case with all three levers. It's just garbage. None of this BS on the old blue. You put it in or out. That's the only two options on that tractor. This is like 3 trillion different options, and most of them don't work. Yeah, the hydraulic valve block on this tractor is just shit. It's absolute garbage. It doesn't work whatsoever. Now, it would be great if I could somehow divert the flow directly to this valve block, so I could skip that valve block completely, and the fluid from the pump would directly come here and return from here as well. That would be the best option. Right now I'm trying to get fluid through that valve block into this valve block. It's like unnecessary step, I think. Should be good enough for the test drive. Not sure how passable the road is. Maybe I'm gonna get stuck somewhere, or maybe the trailer will break in half. Ready igaks juhuks on. Sai isegi kuradi kapotiki lahti. Bloody hell, completely empty, look at that. Maybe that's the issue. But why? I haven't noticed any hydraulic leaks on this tractor at least. Or maybe the trailer took a lot of fluid. And that's why it's empty. Could be, right? I haven't used that trailer ever since last year, hydraulically. So maybe that's the case. Maybe something's leaking on the trailer long term. It wasn't that empty. I thought it's completely empty, but only about 2 liters low. Yeah, wasn't that empty. regret that. A bit overloaded, perhaps. Not too bad. Okay. I just need speed and power, basically, when going uphill. Luckily, I lack both. So I think it's gonna go very well. traktor noh, situ pihku kuradi rutt noh, vene sitt raisk, see küll noh, kus see kütus kinni jääb? Tühjus täielikult, mitte midagi ei ole seal, vett on ja pumbad. Got should make tractors, man. maybe we should hook up the log trailer to the Bobcat, bro. This thing has better traction, clearly. But anyway, guys, I think I'm gonna wrap this mess of a mission up now. Everything just keeps going to hell. Yeah, I'm gonna leave the energy wood pile here, no point moving that out. Plus I noticed another dead spruce tree. Yeah, it was kinda dead, I guess. Green from the bottom but completely brown up top. I don't think it's worth keeping this guy. Probably gonna die soon. Or what do you think, guys? Maybe we should keep it for now. Oh right, I have a pile here as well. Completely forgot about that. It's okay though. I'm pretty sure in about 5 minutes I'm gonna forget about that one again. Ooh. With a mess. But guys, the thing that I wanted to explain what I'm planning to do next. So instead of going to the other forest, I figured maybe I'm gonna come here with the Yanmar and the shear ram that I built last year, and I'm gonna clean up this entire area of the forest. Something like we have on this side. So it's just gonna clear out all the unnecessary garbage like that. That's just pointless. That's not gonna grow into a tree. It's just gonna remain like that and take up a lot of sunlight, and it's not really gonna let the forest grow. So I want to get rid of it and clear out this entire area. Luckily it's not very deep. It only goes maybe like 150, maybe 200 meters that way, and then the property line. So I figured why not. I mean, I'm kind of looking forward to it actually. I want to test out my shear ram and see how that works. I think it's going to be very useful here. Just jump all the little ones with the excavator. And I'm pretty sure Yanmar won't. Yanmar should be able to manage on this surface, honestly. That guy is only 2.7 tons. Joseph is a bit more. So probably next mission will be this. Now Santa Claus actually wanted to do it himself, but you know, the guy has been just so occupied lately with work. I get to see him like once every 2 months now, so I don't think he's gonna be able to come here this year, so might as well do it myself. Plus, you know, if we clear this up, then this side of the plot, all the forests have been cleaned up the same way. So all the crap removed, new trees planted, everything looks nice. Yeah. Then we only need to come here if the occasional tree falls over in order to remove it. But then, other than that, we don't really have any business here. We just need to wait for the trees to grow, which is probably gonna take longer than I will be alive. Luckily. Then someone else can use the new blue. Oh, about that. Clearly the fuel starvation issue has not been resolved. Currently I'm not really 100% sure what to make of it. But I'm still pretty sure that the system is not getting enough fuel flow from the fuel tank. I think the issue is either in the sediment cup, something that we did not check last time, or something keeps blocking the fuel valves on the fuel tank. I mean, we changed the fuel line, so that's not the problem. Although that's a very small fuel line, but it still shouldn't be the issue. So maybe that's clogged. But then again, I did clean it just like 7 months ago, so how can it be clogged so fast? Now, for comparison, I haven't cleaned that thing on the old Blue since forever. So I don't think this is clogged. This kind of makes no sense. I'm kind of betting more that the issue is here, that something keeps clogging the valves on the tank. I'll quickly check the thing. That seems pretty okay, I guess. What about the other valve? I'm gonna open the other valve. Yeah, we have fuel there. So no blockage here, definitely not. The flow is very slow, but you know, once the lift pump starts pumping, you know, it starts sucking, then the flow rate will increase. Right now this is just free flow. So maybe the lift pump, the new lift pump that we installed, is already messed up. That kind of makes no sense. I mean, might as well. Let's confirm it. If this is not the problem and that fuel tank is not the issue, then there is something else going on. I don't know. Wow, look at that. What is that? Sand? There's a lot of mud on the bottom, definitely, but I don't think this is the issue. Regardless, the mud is supposed to collect on the bottom on these things, and you need to clean it out every now and then. I mean, that's why it's called the sediment cup, right? It's in the name. And also the mesh looks pretty clean, so I don't think there's any issues there. Yeah, that tastes so good. But that's clear. That's totally clear. No problem there. So it's not the sediment cup's problem. Had no fuel issues during the test drive. Everything seemed fine, and you know, same story today. And after heating up the fuel tank, everything seemed to work fine. Yeah, no fuel issues until we did the last load. And what I do know is that I'm gonna fed up with this tractor right now, and I need to take a break. And besides, we're gonna get our record cold in just a couple of days, and it's gonna be about -30 or 32 or something like that. I have no idea how much that is in freedom units, but I'm gonna try to put it on the screen somewhere. So you know, with those temperatures, nothing will move, and there's really no point even trying to start anything. Might as well do something else. And besides, I do need to clear my mind from this guy. So I'm gonna go watch a bunch of porn. Oh, no, I mean Teletubbies, guys. Yeah, not the other thing. Bye bye. Bye bye.